Welcome to the second episode of Hawk Archives. I, of course, am your host, Justin Edstrom. In today's second part of a two-part series where we find the Hillcrest Hawks up against tournament hosting Joliet Catholic in a championship game situation. In this episode, Hillcrest has found itself with a 1-1 record in the tournament after falling short to Joliet Township High School the night before. Joliet Catholic has had the best start in the last 3 years in its own tournament. Doug Dugatz, being the only returning starter, has to find a way to lead his team to victory. Where the Hawks returned 3 players in the starting lineup in Greg Simmons, Walter LaShore, and Emmett Smith. But will their experience help calm the big game jitters in junior guard Gennaro Hemphill and forward Ryan Jones? Well, get ready to find out as the Hillcrest Hawks battle the Joliet Catholic Hilltoppers in championship play in this episode of the Hawk Archives.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we fought were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the guns bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 1995 WCSF Radio TV Network Thanksgiving Basketball Classic. At this time, we wish to thank everyone for joining us here at the College of St. Francis Recreation Center for tonight's exciting matchup. Tonight, the Joliet Catholic Academy Hilltoppers face the Hillcrest High School Hawks. This competitive boys basketball tournament provides the opportunity for local teams to compete on a neutral court in a collegiate setting. We would like all in attendance to remember that athletics are designed to promote lifetime values. Sportsmanship is one such value that makes these contests an educational experience. Remember, sport a winning attitude. Media coverage of this event is provided by students from the College of St. Francis Journalism Communications Department. And now for tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Joliet Catholic Academy Hilltoppers, a 5'10 senior, number 11, Brad Foster. A 6'2 senior, number 21, Mick Alessio. A 6'2 senior, number 30, John O'Brien. A 6'1 senior, number 31, Andy Tibbett. And a 6'8 senior, number 33, Doug Darguzis. And now for the Hillcrest High School Hawks, a 5'9 junior, number 20, Gennaro Hemphill. A 6'2 senior, number 24, Greg Simmons. A 6' senior, number 44, Walter LaShore. A 6'3 junior, number 50, Ryan Jones. and a 6'3" senior, number 54, Emmett Smith. The officials for tonight's game are Forrest Nelson and Al Smeagol. The officials are registered by the Illinois High School Association. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. On behalf of the College of St. Francis, we sincerely hope you'll enjoy tonight's game and support your team with a positive and winning attitude. Again, we would like to thank everyone for joining us here tonight. Let's play ball.
There you have our starting lineups: Foster, Alessio, O'Brien, Tibbet, and Dargusis for the Hilltoppers, and for the Hawks, Hemphill, Simmons, Lejeune, Jones, and Smith. So the same lineup both these teams had in the previous ball game.
Nick, a stat I was looking at before this game here, as far as Hillcrest's offensive woes against Joliet Township, they shot 29% in the first half of that game and 29% for the game, as compared to Joliet Catholic in their first game, 60% and 49% for the game. So Hillcrest is definitely going to have to step up their offensive production in this ball game to stay competitive with Joliet Catholic.
This game should very well be a very defensive-oriented game, like the Providence Joliet Catholic game was. Low-scoring matchup. I think it will be low-scoring, but you never know in high school basketball. Dargusis and Smith for the tip-off, and Smith tips it to Hemphill, and the Hawks will start things off. The fifth game is underway. Joliet Catholic playing tough D. Simmons with Foster all over him. Now he'll drive. Baseline jumper is up, and it's no good. Brought down by Alessio. The 6'2" senior gets in there for the rebound. Foster. He's on the baseline. He puts up the shot, and it won't fall. Foul on Ryan Jones over the back. The first team foul, as he and O'Brien went up for the same rebound.
Ryan Jones, number 50, is a 6'3" junior. He's trying to get in the mix early here. Rebounding hard. He'll commit his first foul of the ball game, Nick. Fouls have been a key throughout this game and throughout this tournament.
Alessio inbounds the ball to Tibbet. Tibbet, free throw line jumper, hits the front of the rim, no good. O'Brien brought it down, went back up, and he was fouled again, this time by Emmett Smith.
So we see two Hawks players getting physical already, and I think that's important for them to definitely be physical on the inside defensively and get physical offensively. Big Emmett Smith, he's 6'3", 230 pounds, takes that shot right out of it. John O'Brien goes to the free throw line.
O'Brien, a big factor in the first ball game for the Hilltoppers, only scored 2 points last night. His first shot up does not fall through. The Hilltoppers only shot 33% from the free throw line against Providence last night. So again, free throws will be the factor tonight in the later going.
As we've talked many times, free throws seem to be the key in late and close ball games.
1-0 is the score. 7:20 left to go in the first quarter. Hemphill now for the Hawks with Alessio on him. Lejeune. Baseline, bounce pass to Smith, loses it, has it tipped away. Tibbet controls it for the Hilltoppers. Here he comes on the left side. Baseline jumper is rejected by Smith, and that was Jones. Went out of bounds. It will be Hilltoppers' ball. So Tibbet, a little anxious on the offensive side of the ball. Alessio will inbound the ball for the Hillmen. Dargusis in the paint, has it stripped away. Foster went for the steal on Hemphill, and he's called for the foul.
Good defensive pressure that time by Greg Simmons. Got a hand on that. Hillcrest trying to get into their transition game early. That'll net up some easy points. Good defensive pressure here. Dargusis stripped. They want to get it out to Simmons to get into the transition game, but Foster tries and picks the pocket.
Hemphill will control the ball for the Hawks. 1-0 in favor of the Hilltoppers. Good defense by Alessio once again. Emmett Smith with the ball above his head, looking for somebody to pass to. Not a Jones. They go inside of Lejeune. Lejeune will lose it as he goes up, but referee will call a foul on O'Brien. Looks like the call is going to be.
It's John O'Brien's first foul he had 4 in the previous ball game, and that put him in foul trouble early. And when you have a player like O'Brien that's so important to this team, it's trouble for him to be in foul.
Jeff, the referee is saying the foul was on Foster. So that's Foster's second. 2 quick fouls.
Excuse me, Foster's another key player to this ball game. It seems to get into foul trouble early.
Lejeune sinks his first shot.
I just saw Foster takes a seat. Mark Blackburn in now for him.
Jones gets the offensive board, puts it back up, but Dargousis hauls it in. We're tied at 1. Blackburn. A big man coming in off the bench. He drives to the hole, but he's fouled as he goes up. Two shots. Blackburn goes to the line. Blackburn in these games usually checking in for Michelesio, but tonight checks in for Foster as Foster has 2 fouls.
As Blackburn goes to the line, that's his. He went to the line 7 times in the previous game. Went 3 of 7 in that span.
Blackburn makes his first shot to give Joliet Catholic a 1-point lead. Second shot is also good. Hilltoppers now are beating the Hawks 3-1 with 6:18 left to go. Hemphill will take it himself. It's good.
Hemphill, a big key in that game against Julian Township the other night for Hillcrest. He finished with 14 points in that ball game.
Tibbet for Dargousis, up top to Blackburn. The Hawks now playing tough D, and Blackburn loses it. He'll be called for the double dribble. Chris Van Tassel now checking into the ball game for the Hilltoppers. He replaces Andy Tibbet. Kevin Lass has a word with Tibbet. Tibbet may be a little bit nervous out there tonight. Hemphill for the Hawks. Nearly stripped away, but the referee's going to call a foul.
Coach Lass pleading his case there. Michelesio playing good defense, but has a tendency when you get physical, when you get intense, you do sometimes tend to slap.
Bit of a touchy foul though that time, Jeff. It appeared Alessio had all of the ball. Simmons brings it across half court. He'll take it himself. Had it stripped away. Blackburn saves it. Nice job by Mark Blackburn.
That's going to be a great defensive matchup between those two all night. Simmons and Blackburn, both keys for their teams.
Nice dish to Alessio for the easy bucket. 5-3, 6:20 left to go in the first quarter. Lejeune. Now for Hemphill. Inside. Dish off to Jones. Smith, nice pass to Jones on the baseline.
There's something Ryan Jones tried to do all game the other night, was go inside and score points. Didn't have very much luck. Tonight, successful on his first attempt.
We're tied at 5. Blackburn loses it on the way up. He still tries to make the shot, but the referee is going to say last touched by the Hawks. The referee on the far sideline making the call.
Blackburn taking that shot, and as you see, referee calling it Hawks' way. So far, neither coaches have been exceptionally happy with our refereeing.
Alessio tries the three-pointer, but it hits the rim and bounces out of bounds. Hemphill gives it up, tries to go to Lejeune. Too hard of a pass off his fingertips, out of bounds. Nice defense by O'Brien. Blackburn for the Hilltoppers. Bounce pass for Alessio. Alessio in the paint, he'll pull up. It rolls out, and Jones brings it down for the Hawks. Simmons for the Hawks. Up that left side for Smith. Smith tried to go into Jones, knocked away by Van Tassel. Lejeune all open. He goes up for the shot and puts it in.
Walter Leisure, a great inside penetrator for the Hillcrest Hawks. Seen him do it on the inside game every single night that we've watched these guys play.
Alessio for Van Tassel, free throw line jumper, no good. Van Tassel misses the open shot. Hawks quickly in transition. Hempel inside the arc, no good. Tipped in by Emmett Smith.
Great hands by the big man, number 54, Emmett Smith.
9-5, 3:40 left to go in the first quarter. Dargusis trying to go to Alessio. Alessio, nice job to tip it to Van Tassel. Van Tassel misses another shot. Hawks in transition. Blackburn with the steal. Blackburn tried to take it himself, but did not have the numbers. Blackburn now over anxious for the Hilltoppers as he went in 1-on-4. Elected to go for the shot. He got the call this time.
That's something you can say for those JCA guards. They're small, Nick, but they are quick and they are pesky on the defenders. Mark Blackburn and Brad Foster both can pick the pocket very well. Mark Blackburn goes to the line after a blocking foul called against Hillcrest.
Tibbet checks back into the ballgame now for the Hilltoppers. He replaces Van Tassel. Blackburn at the line for two.
Nick, the numbers on Andy Tibbet as we see him check back into the ballgame. He was the second leading scorer in the Joliet Catholic win last night. He had 9 points, second only to Dargusis' 11.
Second shot off the front iron. O'Brien really knocks it away. Hempel for Lejeune. With O'Brien on him. Bounce pass inside to Jones. Nice dish to Hempel. Hempel fakes out. Alessio goes up. Alessio saying he got all ball, but the referee saying otherwise.
That'll be Alessio's second as he tries to shut down the Hillcrest offense. They really started passing that time, Nick, and the offense looked good that time.
Hempel. Hempel's first shot is up and it falls through.
Nick, as we had talked before, we've seen a lot of physical play throughout these tournament games, and we've seen referees approach that differently. So far in this game, they're not letting a lot of the physical stuff go by. They're calling some really ticky-tacky fouls, as you might say.
And they're calling it both ways. Hillcrest with a couple of weak fouls along with the Hilltoppers.
So that may slow down the pace of this ball game.
Blackburn drains another one. Give him 5 points.
Shots like that from Mark Blackburn, however, will keep this Joliet Catholic offense performing.
11-8, 2:47 left to go in the first quarter. Jones, spin around jumper on the baseline, brought down by Blackburn. The 5'10 junior gets into the mix. Blackburn takes it himself once again. His jumper is short, brought down by Tibbet. Has it knocked away. O'Brien now on the baseline for Tibbet. His jumper no good, tipped around, controlled by Blackburn. Blackburn will try the three to tie it up, no good. Nice save by the Hawks. This is Lejeune. And Simmons open on the right side. Up top for Hempel. Smith. For Hempel now. Alessio on him. Fakes out Alessio. Hempel goes up. A brick off the glass. Ball on the floor. Controlled by Emmett Smith. Simmons all alone down low. Instead gets up to Lejeune. Lejeune stripped away by Alessio. Alessio called for another foul. That's his third foul here in the first quarter.
That has to be a great concern for Coach Kevin Lass. Alessio, although he didn't have a lot of points in any of the games, what we've seen from him is a lot of leadership. And now he has 3 fouls. They're definitely going to have to send him to the bench, I think.
We're going to have a timeout in the action. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back with more on the WCSF Radio TV Network. Welcome back to the College of St. Francis Recreation Center. Along with Jeff Julian, I'm Nick Weiss. Don't forget this game is being broadcast live in stereo on WCSF 88.7 FM.
I think as we talked, we've seen Mick Alessio, a great senior leader for Joliet Catholic, get in foul trouble early with 3. He's going to see some bench time for a while, and that's early, first quarter, to be in that kind of foul trouble. I think that just kind of exemplifies what kind of calling we're getting in this game tonight.
Lejeune on the line for 2, drains his first shot. second on the way is also good.
Leisure was 3 for 6 the other evening against Joliet Township. Nails both of them that time.
Jabbar Nelson checks into the ballgame now for Hillcrest. Greenman and Van Tassel come into the game for the Hilltoppers. This is Van Tassel for O'Brien. Tough defense by Nelson. O'Brien try to go for the shot instead, try to pass to Greenan, but it was knocked away. Hempel the other way for Simmons. On the baseline, his jumper is good.
Hillcrest is now really starting to work their offense. They're taking their time, finding the man that's open. That time it was Greg Simmons, a great shooter for Hillcrest.
Van Tassel throws the ball away as he tries to give it to O'Brien. The Joliet Catholic offense now looks a little rattled out there against Hillcrest. We're playing tough defense.
Hillcrest starting to tighten down the clamps now. They'd like to pull away in this ball game. They don't want Joliet Catholic to have any easy chances.
15-8, 1 minute left to go in the game as Nelson Nelson loses the ball. Blackburn tries to take it himself once again, went for the pass, but knocked out of bounds.
Blackburn driving, we've seen him do that all night. He likes to go inside.
Van Tassel on the baseline, set the pass to Tibbet. Tibbet for the easy 2 points.
Now that offense is starting to come back to life. Great eyes by Chris Van Tassel.
15-10, 40 seconds left to go in the quarter. Leisure in the paint, high off the glass. The shot's no good. Brought down by Mark Blackburn. Blackburn taking himself once again. Free throw line jumper is good. 15-12 with 12 seconds left. As Blackburn trying to say Simmons last touched it, but the referee saying otherwise.
Blackburn has already outdone his total point score. In the previous game, he had 6. This time, he has 7 already here in this closing minutes of the first quarter.
9 seconds left. This is Nelson. His jumper is no good. Greener brings it down. They quickly try to go up the floor. Blackburn takes himself once again. His shot's rejected. 15-12 is the score at the end of the first quarter of play in favor of Hillcrest. So the Hilltoppers find themselves in familiar territory. I don't think they've ever led after a first quarter of this tournament, Jeff.
Still very close, Nick, and some good things going on for Joliet Catholic right now as they have been all over the boards so far. Especially, you see guys like Doug Dargusis and Greenan out there who are big guys, but we've seen Mark Blackburn catch 4 or 5 rebounds at least, and he has been driving successfully all night against that Hillcrest defense.
During this break, it seems that Leisure is bleeding now, as you can see the blood on the floor. They're going to have to get that wiped up before play resumes. I hope none of the cheerleaders step in right now.
Boy, that'll do something to those nice white uniforms. That looks like his eye, perhaps, Nick, or maybe a cut above the eye. That's not good for them. Leisure has done great things for this Hillcrest offense. We've seen him. He's one of the only guys to really challenge the inside game and make an inside game for the Hillcrest team. So I'm sure there's some concern there on the part of Coach Capel as we get ready to clean up our mess out there.
Don't forget, coming up at 8:30 with an 8:15 pregame, Joliet Township versus Providence Catholic. Providence coming off a loss last night to the Hilltoppers, but the championship downstate for the Class 4A football. So, again, congratulations going out to Providence.
1 out of 2 ain't bad, Nick. As we see our crewman doing a fantastic cleaning job. That's Nick Purcell doing his imitation
doing his own moonwalk.
Exactly. That guy's quite a skater.
And now he wipes the blood all over the floor.
Nick, he will not be going into any custodial career, as we can tell.
I don't think so. Nor will he be going to any Winter Olympics, that's for sure.
So we get that taken care of.
As Lorna
15-12.
Whitfield goes to check out what's going on. This is Blackburn now for the Hilltoppers. We're at the start of the second quarter. Tibbet. Dargusis fakes the shot. Blackburn fakes the three for Van Tassel. Tibbet now has it stripped away. Hempel tried to take it for the Hawks, did not have the numbers, instead brings it back up. Van Tassel with a tough defense taunting Hempel. Hempel called for the 5-second violation. Not only did Van Tassel play tough D, but also Hilltopper defense down low.
Great job by Chris Van Tassel that time. He really shut down an explosive player in Gennaro Hempel.
15-12, still the score. Van Tassel cuts into the lead, 15-14.
That's something I want to mention about the Joliet Catholic players. A lot of times you see them make a great play on defense and then they're right back at it on offense, as we saw that time with Chris Van Tassel.
Simmons, who only has 2 points so far. Simmons, turnaround jumper, free throw line, good.
You must have heard you, Nick, and that was a great move by Greg Simmons. He's a big player for Hillcrest.
Van Tassel for Dargusis. Inside to Tibbet. Simmons fouls him, so now they're trying to work Tibbet into the mix down low. As we saw last night, they went to that right side, Tibbet to Dargusis, but now Dargusis to Tibbet.
That's a surprising thing to see a big 6'8" player out on the wing, looking more like a guard than a center.
Van Tassel does the job, brings it in to Blackburn. Blackburn tried to go down low, kicked by the Hawks. He regains control, he's in traffic, and he was fouled.
Hillcrest likes to use that trap defense. It's especially effective up in both corners. Anywhere that you have a line, you can trap a player using the out-of-bounds side and 2 of your own men. Sometimes it works, sometimes it nets you a foul.
Van Tassel nearly loses it. Pulls up from just inside the three-point arc for 2. Pulled within 1 once again for the Hilltoppers. 17-16, 6:18 left to go in the first half.
For Van Tassel, an important player in this Joliet Catholic comeback as they pull within 1.
Ball knocked out of bounds, saved by O'Brien. This is Tibbet for Blackburn. Blackburn tried to go up. Loose ball brought down by Smith at the same. Smith stepped on the line.
Nick, an update here on Walter Leisure. In fact, it's just a nosebleed, so nothing serious as we thought, cut nor eye. Just a nosebleed.
Terrell Wilson checks into the ball game now for the Hawks. O'Brien loses the ball out of bounds. Hempel to restart the Hawks offense. We're under 6, 17-16 is the score in favor of Hillcrest. Simmons, spin around jumper is good.
Simmons showing some excellent ball handling and great moves. He loves to spin to the left.
Just like that, Simmons now leading scorer for the Hawks. As Dargusis loses it out of bounds. Wilson's inbound the ball for the Hawks. He will bring things up for Hillcrest. Wilson, bounce pass for Hempel. Hempel with Tibbet on him. Simmons. Try to go down on to Smith, nearly knocked out of bounds. Nice job by Ryan Jones to save the ball. Simmons puts the move on, Jones puts the move on O'Brien. O'Brien called for the foul. That's his first team foul.
That was an excellent save by Ryan Jones to get that ball back into play.
Jones will be at the line.
Jones went to the line 2 times in the game against Joliet Township. Didn't make any of his free throws. Coach Capo hoping for an improvement. He won't go to the line this time, though, Nick, as we see.
Apparently the scoreboard was incorrect. Van Tassel pulls in the loose ball for Joliet Catholic. Blackburn now on the right side. Van Tassel will start it, bounce pass to O'Brien. O'Brien faked out Jones. One dribble, he puts up the shot, and it falls through.
O'Brien gets on the board here in this ball game. 2 points last game. Hopefully better offensive production for him tonight for Joliet Catholic.
Well, had one free throw in the first quarter. Give him 3. Hemphill. Tippett nearly steals it away again. Wilson for Hemphill. Hemphill now. Dargusis with the steal. This is Blackburn. Blackburn will take it himself again, and another blocking foul called against Wilson.
That's twice the calls have gone Blackburn's way. He has really driven in there hard. Mark Blackburn likes to run that right side, especially on the transition game. He'll go to the line for 2. Because I'm looking at the points right now, we see a lot of guys, Van Tassel, Blackburn, really pitching in as far as the scoring, and we all know that Doug Dargusis is the big star for JCA as far as scoring and everything, but it's nice, I'm sure, for Coach Last to know that his other guys can step up and do the scoring as well.
Blackburn for a second shot is up, and it falls through. Joliet Catholic with the lead again. 20-19, 4:11 left to go. Scoreboard has yet to register that point. There we go. Jones left all open for the 3-pointer, and he drains it.
Definitely a defensive lapse there for Joliet Catholic, especially if they saw the first ball game. Jones loves to shoot threes, and he's very good at it.
Kevin Last not liking what he saw in that last defensive play for the Hilltoppers. He calls a timeout. 3:50 left to go in the first half. 22-20 in favor of the Hawks. Mark Blackburn, 9 points already in this first half.
He's been the story for Joliet Catholic as far as offense, but as you just talked about, Coach Last not very happy about what just transpired on defense and with necessary right, simply because everybody knows that Ryan Jones can shoot the 3, and you definitely don't want to leave him alone anywhere outside of that arc, because he loves to rain and drain, especially in this tournament so far.
Don't forget, this ball game will be rebroadcast on Monday at 8:30 on WCTV Channel 15. And next game, JT versus Providence, will be broadcast at 10:30, both the p.m. on Monday night.
As you see us sneak a look at what Joliet Catholic is planning to do on their way out. It's one of our hard-working cameramen. Exactly what he's shooting. Well, we see what he's shooting. That's the Hillcrest Hawks cheerleading team. I wasn't sure if he was getting a floor shot or just... We're always having fun here on the WCSF Radio TV network.
22-20 is the score. Hawks clinging to a 2-point lead.
Foster back in this game, Nick. He has 2 fouls. One of those small guards that Joliet Catholic has that can really run the floor. He's a great defensive player.
Foster out there reminds me of an early Horace Grant with the wristbands on his forearms. O'Brien, baseline jumper, overshot the hoop. Brought down by the Hawks. Lejeune, free throw line jumper, no good. And we're going to have a pushing foul called against the Hawks. This will put Joliet Catholic at the line for the 1-and-1 bonus.
So fouls have been the story here, especially in the inside game so far. You see Brad Foster take a tumble to the floor, but that's been no shocking developments throughout this tournament. A lot of players have gone to the floor. It's been a very rough and physical tournament, and that always makes for great basketball, especially when the officials let you play that type of game.
Just as long as it's kept clean.
Exactly.
Foster at the line, drains his first one. First point of the evening for the 5'10 senior. Rebound hauled in by Emmett Smith. 22-21 is the score. Emmett Smith, baseline jumper, overshoots. Almost like a pass to Simmons instead. Stripped away by Dargus, but instead, the referee calls a foul. Looked like it might have been clean. Simmons will be at the line for two.
See Greg Simmons into the lane, drives hard. He likes to go into the paint. As you said, Nick, that might have been a questionable call, but we won't question the referees. We'll leave that up to the coaches,
and the players. Simmons' first shot doesn't go through.
Simmons made 6 trips to the line the other night against Joliet Township. He made 3. 6.
The second shot falls. 23-21, 3:15 left. Foster bounce pass to Van Tassel. Van Tassel trying to go down low to O'Brien. O'Brien tries to save it, throws it into Emmett Smith instead. Lazy passes now for the Hilltoppers are going into the hands of the Hawks. Wilson will take it all the way to the baseline as he passes up every Hilltopper defender. Rebound brought in by Jones. That one does not fall. Brought in Dargusis. Nice job to save it. Van Tassel all the way up off the glass for 2 to tie the ball game. Nice job by Chris Van Tassel.
Joliet Catholic running their transition game, and you see Chris Van Tassel taking a different approach, not driving in like Mark Blackburn, stopping, popping the shot.
Hilltoppers now seem to be in some type of zone defense. They're a 2-3 zone or 2-1-2. Three-pointer no good, hauled in by Van Tassel. Tippett, nice kiss off the glass, and a pass from Foster, so Foster really getting into the mix.
We've said a lot about Joliet Township being able to run, but I'd say Catholic has quite a good transition game themselves.
25-23, 150 left to go in the first half. Lejeune gives it up for Smith. Smith up top, Wilson pulls it back. Nearly stripped away by Foster, and the referee on the near sideline calls the ball out of bounds. The referee on the far sideline could not see the call, and I think the referee might have been helped a little bit by Coach Kevin Lass and company.
Coach Cabell not happy about that last call at all, as that ball dribbles out of bounds.
A minute and a half left to go in the first half. Hilltoppers up by 2 points. Tippett now for Foster. Inside. They find O'Brien. Bryan, spin around jumper, no good. Tipped out by Dargusis, but the Hawks control it. This is Wilson. They have the numbers. Simmons nearly stripped by Van Tassel, but no! The referee is going to call a travel violation against Greg Simmons.
Well, I'm surprised about that. That was a shake and bake move by Greg Simmons. He really had his defender beat that time.
Foster now for Van Tassel. Under a minute left to go in the first half. They try left side. Now to O'Brien instead. O'Brien kicks it back to Foster. Foster for the open three-pointer, and it's good. (28-23), 43 seconds left to go in the half. Jones for the long three-pointer off the glass. No good. Simmons brings it down. Dargusis will be called for the hold. Again, the rest, very touchy fouls down low.
Greg Simmons getting his revenge. This time he will get a trip to the line.
Greenan and Blackburn come in.
Start Goose's second foul for Joliet Catholic.
Simmons. His first shot is good as it almost crossed the line before the shot went through.
because I'm looking at the stats from the game the other night against Joliet Township. Greg Simmons is a key player in this offense. He took 20 shots from the field the other night against Township.
28-25, 26 seconds left to go in the half. Hilltoppers ahead. Most likely will be playing for the last shot. Van Tassel, bounce pass to O'Brien. This is Tippett down low. He goes up in traffic, can't get it to fall. Ball knocked around, controlled by the Hawks. Under 10 seconds, 8 seconds, 7. Lejeune. This is Hempel, up top for Jones. For 3, no good. Brought down by the Hawks, and they can't put up a shot. The Hilltoppers will go into halftime with a 3-point lead. The score, 28-25.
So far, great, exciting basketball in this ball game. One thing that's great for both teams, I think these teams are very similar in the fact that they have a lot of players that step up and play a really great ball game. For Joliet Catholic, we've seen Blackburn, Foster, and O'Brien playing especially well. And on the other side, Hempel, Simmons, and Jones doing great things for Hillcrest. It's really nice to see that these teams aren't really depending on one man to do most of their scoring.
We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more halftime action on the WCSF Radio TV Network.
Chemistry is a funny thing. When you find the right mixture, it can be very powerful. But too much of one thing or the other can hurt you, or even weaken your defenses. And while Loftus Shore keeps Hillcrest in the lead, the surprise of Joliet Catholic's Mark Blackburn comes off the bench, goes perfect from the line with 11 points, and helps his team in the first half. But can the Hawks hold on to the lead and force a first place decision, or will Joliet Catholic win the championship game outright? We'll see after the game. That's good.
Welcome back to the College of St. Francis Recreation Center, along with a bunch of people.
Especially me, though.
Including Jeff Julian. I'm Nick Weiss. Glad to have you with us for the 5th game. Jeff, we talked about it earlier. Let's take a look at what happens if 3 teams should finish at 2-1.
Exactly. There's a very big possibility tonight that we could see 3 teams all with the same records. If Hillcrest wins this ball game tonight, they will be 2-1. Joliet Catholic will be 2-1, and if Township beats Providence, they will be 2-1. So you say, well, this tournament goes by record. How do you break it down after that? Well, simple. We go to best head-to-head match. If that situation occurs, all of those teams will have been beaten by one or the other. So we go to best defense. Whoever's allowed the least amount of points throughout this tournament will win.
Right now,
the whole thing. The big turkey, the big bonanza. Is that not right?
Now that would be a great trophy, a big turkey.
Just a huge turkey.
Like the kind John Madden gives out to players on Thanksgiving football day. Anyway,
don't talk about our competition. We're the only ones that do this here, man. You gotta
now that I've
support
lost
us.
my concentration.
I'm sorry.
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
I
At least you're good for something.
Well, we only got 8 seconds left.
Taking a look at the defensive right now, as it stands, before this game started, Joliet Catholic allowed just 99 points. Hillcrest allowed 132 points, while Joliet Township allowed 118. Don't forget, there's a second scenario that we did not talk about. A third scenario, actually. If Joliet Catholic wins tonight again, they'll win it outright. If Hillcrest wins, Joliet Township wins, 3-way tie. But if Joliet Township were to lose tonight versus Providence and Hillcrest to win tonight, Hillcrest would be the champions because they would win in the head-to-head.
So it's very exciting here tonight. Glad you joined us. Many scenarios. We'll talk about them all once again later in the ballgame. But right now, we'll concentrate on the main one, the main action. 28-25 ballgame. JCA in the lead right now.
Leading scorers, we mentioned Blackburn and Van Tassel with 9 and 6 respectively. Simmons has 9 for Hillcrest. For free throws, Hillcrest 8 out of 10. Joliet Catholic 8 out of 10. So free throws deadlock. 3-pointers. Hillcrest 1 out of 2, Joliet Catholic 1 for 1. Greg Simmons up top for Hempel. Again, inside of Smith. Smith for Lejeune. Lejeune inside the 3-point arc. His jumper is good.
Hillcrest has to be happy. Lejeune seems fine after that bloody nose earlier in the ballgame. He scores his first 2 of this half.
Alessio back in for the Hillmen. Cross court pass to Foster. Had the open three. Elects to go to Dargusis down low. He misses his jumper. Hemphill now. Quickly up the floor. Simmons all alone. Now they pick him up. Foster fighting for the ball, and we're going to have a jump ball. Will be Hawks basketball.
Greg Simmons doing the smart thing that time.
Excuse me,
Lost
Joey
the ball.
Kaplan.
He ties up. Brad Foster lets the possession arrow decide who gets it. Great job by Simmons getting on the floor, fighting with Foster for that ball.
Tibbet. Dargusis. He pulls up from inside the paint, brought down by O'Brien. O'Brien will go up, and his shot will fall through.
Great rebounding and good concentration that time by John O'Brien.
Foster nearly with the intercept. Simmons up for Hemphill, back to Simmons. Simmons keeps faking the three-pointer shot. Back to Simmons. Simmons and Hemphill playing pass. Simmons once again, now to Hemphill, really spreading out the Joy Catholic defense. Jones from baseline, no good, brought down by Andy Tibbet. 6:20 left to go in the third, 30-27. Alessio trying to go to Foster, intercepted by Lejeune. Lejeune will go all the way in for the scoop layup.
Coast to coast for Walter LeSure. Skies in for 2 points.
Alessio on the left side. He'll pull up from the free throw line, no good. Dargusis, lazy on the boards. Ball went out of bounds, last touch. Referee says brown ball. Dargusis was all alone, but he did not play that ball aggressively and lost it to the Hawks, but the Hawks did tip it out of bounds.
On rebounds like that, you definitely have to get a hold of that ball, grab it, keep it tight within your grasp.
Alessio loses the ball to Jones. This is Hemphill now. Picked up by Alessio. Lejeune. Cross-court pass, Simmons all alone. Simmons now, jump shot, it's no good. Brought down, last touch by the Hilltoppers, out of bounds. Mark Blackburn comes in again for the Hilltoppers. He will replace Alessio.
Simmons just could not get the bounce that time on the shot. And ensuing fight down low. Sees the ball go to the Hawks.
Lejeune. Simmons. Tried for the open layup, no good, brought down. Jump ball as O'Brien and Simmons fight for it will remain with the Hillcrest Hawks.
John O'Brien loves to get scrappy, as we've called it before. He likes to fight for those rebounds.
Lejeune
grabs on tight for all.
Lejeune for three. 32-30, 5:10 left to go in the third. Tibbet trying to go inside Dargusis. Blackburn pulls it down. Blackburn trying to force the pass. Kicked by the Hawks.
Good recovery that time by Blackburn for JCA, saving a potential fast break for the Hillcrest Hawks.
Blackburn now with the ball for the Hilltoppers. His team down by 2 points. Back to Foster. Foster nearly stripped away. Bounce pass for Tibbet. Inside Dargusis, and he loses it to Jones. It's Lejeune on the fast break. He's hacked by Blackburn as they go up. Lejeune at the line for two.
Mark Blackburn with plenty of fouls to give that time. No easy shots for Walter Lejeune, who can really do it from the inside. And as we saw on the last time down, he hit a great three-point shot. He's been the offensive story so far for the Hawks in this opening minutes of the second half.
Lejeune at the line for two. His first one falls through. He has 13 points now on the ball game. Second shot is up, and it's also good. 34-30 in favor of Hillcrest. Tibbet finds an open Mark Blackburn. Brad Foster into the paint, and it's up off the glass, no good. John Greenan in there now for the Hilltoppers, grabs the offensive board. But as he goes back up, he's fouled. He will go to the line for 2.
6'4" junior is John Greenan. Battling inside when Dargusis takes the bench. Greenan fills in the holes in that paint.
4:12 left to go in the third quarter. Greenan sinks his first shot. First point of the tournament for John Greenan. We saw action last night, did not get a point. There's his second point. Hemphill now for the Hawks. 34-32 in favor of the Hawks. Simmons gives it up to LeJour. Simmons for 3, no good. It was a little short. Last touched by the Hawks, says the referee. This is Foster. Now for Blackburn. Blackburn will reset the offense with 3:45 left in the third quarter. Tibbet, baseline jumper is short. Running for the rebound is O'Brien and Smith. Hawks control. LeJour. He will go into the paint himself, but he'll be called, no. Blocking foul called as he goes up for the shot, says the referee.
Arthur LeJour loves to drive with the basketball, slashes into the lane. That will be Mark Blackburn's second foul. Both of those coming in this third quarter.
LeJour. His first shot is up, and that one is in. LeJour is the offensive man for the Hawks. He has 15 points to lead all scorers.
Hillcrest continuing to shoot well from the free throw line, 80% in this first half.
Make that 16 points for LeJour as they lead the Hawks to 36-32. Foster really slipped, gets it off to Blackburn. This is O'Brien. Free throw line jumper is no good. He was left all alone and misses the easy bucket. LeJour for Hemphill. And for Simmons. Turnaround jumper is no good. Brought down by Tibbet. Blackburn now will take it himself once again. Has the ball stripped. Now he gets it back. Baseline tried to go up, but he's fouled as it goes up. He was fouled before the big rejection. Blackburn kind of smiling right now. He knows he's at the line for 2. The chance to get the 2 points anyways and cut this lead back to 2 points.
Big Emmett Smith keeping the intensity going for the Hawks as he says, not on my watch. That ball smack dab to the floor and Blackburn goes to the line.
Blackburn at the line for 2. Already has 9 points on the ball game. First shot is up, and it's good. Blackburn been hitting him from the free throw line all night long.
So both teams so far tonight, great success from the free throw line.
The second shot is also good. 11 points for Blackburn as he leads the Hilltoppers, already matching his highest point total. LeJour for Hemphill now for Simmons. Back to Simmons from Hemphill, back to Hemphill, inside to Smith. Smith outside for LeJour. LeJour inside the three-point arc. Too hard, and it's brought down by Foster, stripped away, controlled by Van Tassel. Mark Blackburn now for the Hilltoppers. The chance to tie. This is Van Tassel. Baseline jumper is good. We're tied at 36.
Joliet Catholic playing great offensive ball, and Chris Van Tassel that time on the reception of a great pass.
Simmons, baseline jumper is good. Referee saying Doug Dargusis is called for the block.
Simmons driving hard that time. Doug Dargusis goes to the floor. He gets called for the block. So Simmons will get a chance to complete a three-point play, and Dargusis will pick up his third foul.
I have a break in the action. We'll be back with more on the WCSF Radio TV Network. Welcome back to the College of St. Francis Recreation Center. 38-36 is the score.
Nick, we talked earlier before this ball game began about Hillcrest shooting woes in their game against Joliet Township, only shooting 29% in that game total, and for the first half of this game, they only shot 35% to Joliet Catholic's 45%, and they're still close. Actually, they're leading right now.
Simmons at the line. Shot is up, no good, brought down, fight for the ball. Jones brings it down and puts it back up for two.
Ryan Jones playing tough inside game that time. Gets the rebound off the free throw and puts it back for two.
Blackburn now. For Foster. Inside to O'Brien. O'Brien loses it, gets it back, but as he goes up, he is fouled, and we're going to see if it's on the floor, if he was in the act of shooting. And still don't get the call from the referee whether he's shooting. Nope, it'll be out of bounds.
Getting a bit of a wrestling match this time between big John O'Brien at 6'2", 190 and Ryan Jones, 6'3", 185.
Foster gives it to Blackburn. This is Foster now for Van Tassel. Cross-court pass to Blackburn. Inside the arc, up off the glass, no good. Brought down by Jones. Big rebound.
Jones' first half rebounding totals were 5 for this ball game.
Simmons inside to Jones. Jones back up to Lejour. Lejour for open three, no good. Brought down by Dargusis. Foster, minute 7, 40-36. Van Tassel with the open jump shot is short. Gets his own rebound inside the paint. Instead goes to Foster, up off the glass, no good. Fight for the ball down low. O'Brien still fighting. Van Tassel hauls it in. He'll take three-pointer, no. Try to go down low to O'Brien. O'Brien can't go up. Hempel will go in for 2 points for the Hawks.
Transition game starting to click for the Hillcrest Hawks after a great battle down low between O'Brien and the Hillcrest inside players.
O'Brien in the paint. He's fouled going to the basket. 42-36 is the score. 27 seconds left to go in the third.
Looks like we got a tender spot that time for John O'Brien as he gets the ball into the paint, favoring that left leg a bit. Right leg, excuse me.
The Hawks to inbound the basketball. No, it'd be O'Brien at the line. I'm sorry.
Coach Capel not happy at all with that call.
O'Brien's first shot is good. Second shot is also good. Cuss lead to 4. Hilltoppers would like to hold them here and go into the fourth quarter with only a 4-point deficit. Hempel and Simmons will pass the ball around. Now Simmons holds on to it to play for the last shot. 10 seconds left. 8 seconds. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Simmons spinning, loses the ball. Hempel for the long three-pointer is no good. At the end of the third quarter, 42-38 is the score in favor of the Hillcrest High School Hawks. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the fourth and final quarter on the WCSF Radio TV Network. Welcome back to the College of St. Francis Recreation Center. 42-38 is the score. We're at the start of the fourth quarter. Alessio to inbound the ball to Blackburn. If Blackburn can get open. Instead, Van Tassel. Blackburn, Alessio, Brian Dargoussis, Van Tassel for Joliet Catholic. Alessio tried for the bucket, but it was an air ball. Simmons, Smith, Hempel, Lejour, and Jones.
I think as we talked in between the third and fourth quarters, that last quarter was a very sloppy quarter for JCA. They definitely have to tighten up their passes and begin to make their offense work for them.
Hempel, bounce pass to Jones, back to Hempel. Across to Lejour, Lejour for the three-pointer, no good, and Jones in for the good rebound.
Jones is showing he's a great all-around player. The very first game we saw him torched him from outside, and now showing us he can do the inside game as well.
44-38 in favor of Hillcrest, under 7. Dargoussis, open jump on the baseline is good. First 2 points of the ball game for Doug Dargoussis.
So the big man for Joliet Catholic starting to get into the thick of things.
Let's go now to Lorna Whitfield on the sidelines. Lorna?
Going into the fourth quarter, head coach for the JCA Hilltoppers, Kevin Lass, told his players that they're doing a good job offensively. They're getting off some great shots, but he really wants to see some better work defensively. He wants them to start penetrating the defense, stop letting them penetrate the defense, and he wants them to get better shots on the offense, and they'll be fine in this fourth quarter. Back to you, Jeff and Nick.
Well, that should make Kevin Lass very happy as he just saw Mark Blackburn hit the floor hard, keeping that ball alive for Joliet Catholic Academy as he takes a seat on the bench.
Kevin Lass upset with that last play as Blackburn went into 4-man coverage. Alessio for 3 is short again. Alessio can't find his range. Hempel now on the right wing. Jumper, no good, brought down by Smith. Smith to Jones for 3, no good. Dargoussis fighting for the rebound, brought down by Lejour. Hillcrest calls a timeout, 44-40, under 6 minutes to go in the ball game.
Hillcrest taking care of business so far in this quarter as far as the boards are concerned. Seen some great play down there by Ryan Jones and Emmett Smith. Jones, great offense so far this game, Nick.
While we have a break, don't forget, coming up at 8:30 tonight, Joliet Township versus Providence Catholic. That will wrap up the tournament for 1995 on the WCSF Radio TV Network. And don't forget, if you're going to leave the house, tune us in on 88.7 FM, WCSF in your car radio, because the game is being broadcast live in stereo.
Nick, I'm sure Coach Kevin Lass right now is telling his players to keep their heads, calm down, and start playing the basketball they know how to play. They stopped dictating the pace so far in this second half, and as you see, they're now down 4 points. I'm sure Coach Lass wants to see them get back control of this ball game, keep themselves in it.
You see once again, this tournament is being broadcast and simulcast on WCSF 88.7 FM. Hillcrest to restart the fourth quarter. Lejour for Hempel. Hempel up top for Jones. Now back to Hempel in between the circles. Bounce pass to Lejour. Down low, Simmons wide open, goes up for the shot, no good. Brought down by John O'Brien. Foster the other way for the Hillmen. And Foster goes up for the shot, no good. And we'll see what the call is. Yep, he was in the act of shooting. Foster takes a trip to the line to try to cut the lead in half to 2 points.
Foster showing some great moves that time. As he slashes into the lane, gets a slap, he'll take a trip to the line. Both these small guards love to drive into the hole, Foster and Blackburn, and they're quite successful at it. That's where a lot of Blackburn's points have come tonight. Foster has 4, hoping to add to it with these free throws and get his team back into the ball game.
Foster at the line. Second shot is also no good, so free throws once again could hurt the Hilltoppers. Hemphill for the Hawks. Takes it himself, loses it in the paint. This is Van Tassel. He has the numbers, he'll go all the way himself. Jones on him. Goes up off the glass, he can't get it to fall. Felt the presence of Ryan Jones. Majora loses it to Blackburn. Blocking foul called on number 24, Greg Simmons.
That'll be Simmons' 3rd foul, and Nick, on that last play you saw the quickness, the speed, and the smartness displayed by Joliet Catholic Academy guard Martin Blackburn as he's able to steal the ball and draw the foul coming out of the backcourt.
Jabbar Nelson checks in for the Hawks. This is Blackburn. Foster. Ball on the floor. O'Brien has it for the Hilltoppers. He pulls up from the free throw line. It's short. Dargusis can't bring it down. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Doug. Hillcrest basketball. 4:40, 44-40 is the score in favor of Hillcrest.
The Hawks taking their time as they get into their offense. They have all the time they need with a 4-point lead. No need to rush.
Dargusis pulls down the defensive rebound. Blackburn will take it himself again, and he will be fouled once again. He goes back to the free throw line.
Joliet Catholic off to the races again that time. Great outlet pass by Doug Dargusis. Blackburn takes it all to himself, tripped by Jabbar Nelson. Blackburn takes another trip to the line. That's where a lot of his points have come tonight. Free throws, been very successful shooting from the line.
7 of his 11 points have come from the charity stripe this evening. And this is his first shot. 44-40, 4:10 left to go in the ball game. Blackburn from the line again. That one falls through. 12 points for the 5'9" junior. Hemphill. Simmons back to Hemphill up top. Foster tries for the steal, but the referee calls a reach-around foul. Only the 4th team foul here in the second half for Joliet Catholic.
Foster whistled for that one quick. That'll be his 3rd foul. He joins Alessio and Dargusis with 3 on the Joliet Catholic side. The only serious foul trouble for Hillcrest is 3 for Simmons and 4 for big Emmett Smith.
Hemphill for Lejour. Back to Hemphill. Back to Simmons. Simmons for the open 3. No good. Brought down by Lejour. He goes back up. His shot's no good. Jones tries for the tip, and his shot's no good. Knocked out by Foster. This is Blackburn. 1-on-4 again, and blocking foul called again. This means Blackburn back to the line.
Blackburn is just 2 steps quicker than Jabbar Nelson last time down and this time down, just not giving Nelson a chance to get into position to make any type of concerted defensive effort. So he's forced to take the blocking foul, send Blackburn to the line.
1-1 for Blackburn. With 3:32 left to go in the game. first shot is good.
Great form exhibited by Mark Blackburn at the free throw line. Great fundamental ball player.
Blackburn for a second is up and it falls through. 14 points for the junior. With 3.5 left, Hillcrest up by 1. Hempel for the Hawks. Left side. Up top, down low. In the paint. Spin around jumper for Jones. Falls through.
He has been the man to light up the board tonight for the Hawks. He's kept them ahead and close all throughout this ballgame. And this ballgame, exactly what we expected tonight, Nick. Close and exciting. The tension starts to mount here.
This is Foster. Dargus's baseline jumper is good.
6'8" Dargus is showing he does have the soft touch from outside. Another nice jumper for him.
Major back to Hempel up top in between the circles. 2:45 left, 46-45 in favor of the Hawks. Foster knocks it away from Simmons. The ball is off of Lejeune, fights for the ball on the ground. Foster can't hold on to it. This is Simmons. On the baseline, he goes up, and he's fouled as he goes up. Simmons will go at the line.
Great scramble that time by both teams to get a hold of that loose ball. They know how important every rebound is now. This late in the ball game, Simmons wins this one out. And he takes it in, and he'll go to the line, fouled by Chris Van Tassel.
Simmons' first shot doesn't fall. And then Smith checks back into the ballgame. He replaces Jabbar Nelson.
Simmons shot 62% last season for the Hillcrest Hawks in 65 attempts at the line.
The second is good. 47-45 in favor of Hillcrest with 2:18 left to go in the game. Bounce pass to Blackburn. Blackburn in the paint, dishes it off for Dargusas. His shot is rejected by Ryan Jones. The Hawks now will slow up their offense with 2 minutes left to go in the game.
Nick, now's the time where defense and the least amount of mistakes you can make is very crucial in the ball game.
Stolen away by Blackburn. Blackburn will go all the way alone for the easy layup to tie the ball game.
Blackburn makes the Hawks pay for making easy passes. Blackburn sneaks right in there. He's so quick, Nick. We've seen it so many times throughout this tournament. And then he can do it on the other end of the floor as well, scoring an easy bucket. Layups all over the place for Mark Blackburn. He's either had layups or he's gone to the foul line. We're yet to see the Hillcrest Hawks come up with an answer to stop Mark Blackburn.
With Mark Blackburn's steal and 2 points, that gives the Eagles now his total output 16 points for the junior, and with that 2 points, it also brings to life the Joliet Catholic student section.
So this ball game is all knotted up now, Nick. 47-47. As I said before, nothing we didn't expect from these two teams, because as we've said before, for Joliet Catholic, the tournament is on the line right here at 2-0. If they win this one, undefeated, and they have no question about who's the championship. Same thing for Hillcrest here. If they win, they keep their hopes alive.
Another game down to the wire with Joliet Catholic involved once again. 45-45, 1:34 left to go in the fourth quarter. Always very exciting. This team has stepped on the floor during this tournament.
A couple of guys to watch as we get down close at the end of this ball game. Fouls will become crucial. Simmons with 3 for Hillcrest, Smith with 4, and Foster with 3 for Joliet Catholic, Alessio 3, and Dargusas 3. Fouls apiece for all those players.
This broadcast is being simulcast live on 88.7 FM WCSF. 1:34, the Hawks to restart the fourth quarter with 1:34 left to go. Joliet Catholic fans on their feet for the remaining 1:34 of the game. Hempel for the Hawks will bring it up. Under a minute and a half. Hempel holds on to the ball now for Simmons. Back up top, 119. Hempel will bring it up himself in the paint. This is Jones. Spin around jumper is no good. Brought down by Smith. Smith goes back up. His shot's no good. It's knocked around. Controlled by John O'Brien. And we have 1 minute left to go in the game.
A lot of white jerseys that time around the basket. Second and third chance opportunities not converted, and O'Brien finally walks away with that rebound.
A stupid foul that time committed by Hempel against the man they do not want to put on the line. This is Blackburn on the line. He will shoot 1-1 with 52 seconds left to go in the game.
Nick, as we said before, fouls, very big key late in the ball game, and Hempel not using his head necessarily that time, fouling someone like Mark Blackburn, who's just been non-stop all night tonight, especially from the free throw line. That's where a majority of his 16 points have come from. Make it 17. And make it a 1-point lead for Joliet Catholic, 48-47.
Blackburn at the line. Second shot is up, and it's no good. Brought down by Ryan Jones. 50 seconds left to go in the game. 47, Hempel. Hempel will call a timeout. What I was going to say before, Jeff, with 43 seconds left, taking a look at the foul situation right now, the Hilltoppers still have one foul to give. However, if Hillcrest commits one more foul, that will put Joliet Catholic at the line for 2 shots every time.
The fouls are key, and Hempel, I think that was a smart move calling that timeout. Definitely want to talk it over with your coach. I'm sure Coach Kapp will have a great idea as far as how to capitalize on these last 43 seconds. With this first game of a doubleheader tonight and our last part of this tournament coming to a close here. Stay with us following this ball game. Another exciting matchup between Joliet Township Steelmen and Providence Catholic Celtics. That one starts at 8:30, Nick.
Pre-game, 8:15.
And we'll be here for that one.
That's right.
As we've been here for all of them.
Sixth and final game of the 1995 WCSF Radio TV Network Thanksgiving Basketball Classic. Say that title 3 times fast.
Exactly. If you've been with us through all of these games, you know it's been one heck of a tournament. Great way to come through and start off a Thanksgiving holiday and end one with ball games like this between Joliet Catholic and Hillcrest. Always tight when you got a Joliet Catholic team on the floor. It always seems to go down to the wire.
43 ticks left on the clock. 48-47 is the score. Lejour will inbound the ball for the Hawks. Lejour in for Hempel. With Blackburn on him. This is Lejour now trying to go inside. Tough defense. He'll go in the paint. Up off the glass. It's good. Offensive charging is called. No basket.
Oh my. That's a huge break for Joliet Catholic. That could have turned into a 3-point play, putting Hillcrest up by 50. Excuse me, up 50-48.
The first offensive charge of the evening called right there.
Driving in, and they call it an offensive charge that time. Wow.
Hillcrest
Huge call.
Hillcrest with the press. 33 seconds left. John O'Brien will call a timeout for the Hilltoppers.
Coach Kevin Lass wants to talk it over with his troops this time as he sees Hillcrest throw on the press. Wow. It's getting exciting in here, Nick. Tension is starting to mount. Big game. 48-47. 33 seconds left on the clock.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more action. The final 33 seconds right after this. College of St. Francis Recreation Center, along with Ed Przicki, Carol Frieder, Cindy Rios, and a bunch of other people, including Lorna Whitfield, Jeff Julian. I'm Nick Weiss. Glad to have you with us for tonight's ball game. 33 seconds left to go. Joliet Catholic 48, Hillcrest 47.
A whole lot riding on this game, Nick, as we talked before. Joliet Catholic secures a win here, and they win the tournament. Hillcrest with a win, and they keep their hopes alive to walk away with the gold from this tournament.
Realistically, if Hillcrest should win, the only way that they can win this tournament is if Providence should upset Joliet Township. Hillcrest with the press again. On Blackburn, they get it to Foster. Foster brings it up, nearly stripped away for Blackburn. Blackburn brings it across for Dargusis. O'Brien all alone down low for 2 points.
What a time for the Hillcrest Hawks defense to break down. John O'Brien with perhaps his biggest play of this whole tournament, finds himself wide open in the paint, and a quick 2 gives Joliet Catholic a 3-point lead. 19 left to go.
Once again, another exciting finish, 50-47. One thing to look at right now in terms of the tiebreaker, we want to mention it just really quick. JCA, 99 points going into this game. They've given up a total of 146. Hillcrest, 132, so they're pretty much out of it, like I said, unless Joliet Township should lose. Joliet Township, on the other hand, is giving up 118 points. If somehow Hillcrest will come back into this game and say score 50 points, you know, that'll be 149 points scored on Joliet Catholic, and Joliet Township will need to limit Providence to 30 points because if, in case of a tiebreaker in terms of defense, then they will go back to head-to-head, and Joliet Catholic will win that head-to-head. So a lot of ifs, ands, or buts here with 19 seconds left, but Joliet Catholic could wipe all that out with a victory and outright win this tournament with a perfect 3-0 record. The first time they've won 2 games, and the first time they've even won the tournament.
Folks, I promise you, for those of you scratching your heads right now, sitting in front of the TV or near the radio going, what? I promise you, we've worked all of it out ahead of time. We know exactly what we're talking about here on the WCSF Radio TV network.
Remember, Joliet Catholic still has 1 foul to give if they want to stop the clock. Kevin Last telling his defense no 3-point plays, just to go straight up and not lean in. Interesting. Hempel for Jones. Jones is a 3-point man. He launches an air ball, and it's brought in by Smith. Smith looking, can't find anyone. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. 3-pointer is no good, and Joliet Catholic is the champion of the 1995 WCSF Thanksgiving Basketball Classic.
That's right, after a great basketball game, Hillcrest fought hard all the way, but we have our tournament champions in Joliet Catholic Academy. Hilltoppers go 3-0 for the first time. Nick, what an exciting way to do this tournament upright.
We'll be back with some post-game interviews from a very excited Joliet Catholic team, I'm sure, right after this on the WCSF Radio TV network.
In the game of basketball, free throws are the most important. But sometimes overlooked. It's the only part of the game where you can shoot the ball and not be contested by a defender. And when you go 11 for 13 from the line like Mark Blackburn, you can keep your team within striking distance at the end of the game. A questionable call down the stretch hurts Hillcrest in the last seconds to put the Hilltoppers in front of the Hawks at the final buzzer. Despite the performance by Walter LaShore, Joliet Catholic claims the first place title in the 1996 tournament. That's the end of our episode. We'd like to thank you for watching our program. Don't forget to like and share our YouTube link to your family and friends. And we'll see you next time on the Hawk Archives. Welcome to the second episode of the Hawk Archives. I, of course, am your host, Justin Edgecombe. Today is a 2-part series. Welcome to the second. See, you said that. Yeah. Where the Hawks return 3 players in the starting lineup, and Greg Simmons, Walter LaShore, and Emmett Smith. But will their experience help calm the big game jitters? Our episode. We'd like to thank you for watching our program. Don't forget to share and Walter LaShore keeps Hillcrest in the lead. The surprise of Joliet's Mark Blackburn dunks the ball.